Hi, and welcome back to Wisdom from the Angels. Hi, my name is Carolyn, and I want to thank you for returning today. If you're new, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it so you'll get an email notification about new videos as they are uploaded, and I upload videos all the time. And if you're returning, oh my goodness, thank you for coming back. Tribe, family, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. Please feel free to give a like at the end and share this with someone who may need inspiration or a pick-me-up today. Yesterday, the reading when I was a little somber, and this is the weekend read that we're going to get into for today. All right, so let's go ahead and clear the air. All right, clear all the energies. Okay, all right. So, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope that things in your world are very pleasant and that you are really having a good day. We're going to go ahead and shuffle the cards. I'm going to do that before I even call in the angels today. And I hope that you are someplace safe. I hope your family's safe. I hope that everyone is healthy and that you remember you're never alone. The angels are there. They're there to help you, support you, guide you along your way. And all you have to do is call upon them. So get out there and start using the angelic force. Use it for good and see what starts to shift and change in your world. Remember, 2021, when we add up all the numbers in numerology, it comes down to the number 5. 2 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5. 5 is all about change. It's all about shifting. It's all about things getting better. So start to see how it feels for you in your world. All right? Okay. All righty. So here we are. Whew, let's go ahead and get the angels in here, and this is going to be the weekend read, and it's the it's going to be the Friday, Saturday, Sunday read. Okay, all right. So, all right, angels, archangels, spirit guides, ascended masters, our own spiritual teams, our guardian angels, beings from all galaxies, place, and time. Come into this reading. Surround us, guide us, spirit, protect us, and keep us safe from all harm. And bring to us what is for the highest healing and highest good of all. Angels, we thank you for all you do in our lives. We thank you for all that you give to us. We thank you for our many, many blessings. And we thank you for reminding us we are not alone. Angels, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so angels, let's get into it today, all right? Okay, so we're going to be using my old favorite, Angel Answers by Radley Valentine. We're also going to be using Conscious Spirit by, I believe, Kim Dreyer, okay? And we're going to be using a deck I haven't used in a long time here on the channel. It's by Helene Lerner, and it's called Soulful Wisdom. And it's about taking care of ourselves. And I'm using that for this weekend because next week we have the new moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is an earth sign. What are new moons good for? As one of my friends who's an astrologist said, it's good for getting rid of shit. Excuse my excuse my mouth. And because it is, Capricorn is an earth sign, it's a good time for getting rid of things by burying them, getting them out of your house, getting them out of your surroundings. Anything that doesn't look good, anything that doesn't feel good, set it aside, come back to it, put it in a box, set it aside, and in 30 days come back to it and see how you feel about it. If you still feel the same way about it, get rid of it. I'd say get rid of it immediately, but if you really just need extra time because you're like, not so sure, take the time you need. There'll be a new moon next month, and go ahead. In fact, it's the new moon in Aquarius, and now that Jupiter and Saturn are in Aquarius, it is going to be a really powerful, powerful new moon the next time around. But this one is powerful too, because this is a time where the new moon in Capricorn happens every January, and it's a time for us to get clear about how we are going to live this year. What kind of year do we want? How do we wish to co-create it? And are we going to use the angels in our co-creation? And if so, get clear about what it is we're asking for, and come from a place of empowerment. Be clear about your intentions. Start sentences with I will, I am, I choose. Okay? Talk about what you would love to have, what you are desirous of having. All right? Speak positively. And what you would like no more of. Okay? New moons are also about times of new beginnings. And as we are chunking stuff out, we're opening the door for new things to come in, and for new events to come in, new synchronicities, new people, new opportunities. All right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get the cards out for this reading. And I'm using this for the weekend read because we have time this weekend to really kind of get clear. Yesterday I charged you with getting clear about where you need peace in your life. What does first define what does peace look like to you? And get clear about it. And how do you wish for it to show up in your life? Because that's truly important. For you to set the tone. This is your life. No one else gets to tell you how to live it. Everyone on this channel should be over the age of consent, and should be able to make the decision about how they'd like their life to look. Now, granted, it may not look like how you'd want it to look now, and if it does, you are fortunate. But if it doesn't, where can you tweak it? What does that look like? What actions do you need to take to change things in your life? You cannot just say to the universe, this is what I want, this is what I desire, send it to me now, and go to sleep. You have to take action. That's part of the deal. It's part of the deal of co-creating, okay? All right, so we have, 4 cards came out for that. And let's see what they are. So I'm doing this taping on Thursday morning at about 4 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock on the East Coast. Hoping that today is a much more settled day in the United States. And I'm hoping that this weekend you will start to look at where in your life do you wish to have more peace? How do you value peace? Do you want peace beyond all understanding? Because with peace comes joy. Peace brings happiness. Peace brings more calmness to your life. Now, how does that benefit you? Health-wise, stress levels go way down. When you're peaceful, it's hard to be upset. When you're at a place of calm, even during chaos, it is very hard to really get in there and get all riled up about something. Now, we can have peaceful discourse. We can have peaceful conversations. We can have peaceful conversations where we just agree to disagree. It doesn't have to be what we saw at the Capitol building, which is really an expression of how some people may be feeling right now. There may be a feeling of hopelessness. You have the option to remain in hope. You have the option to remain at peace, okay? The next card that's coming out is, so let's get into the read. Sorry, been talking. I thought it was already in the read, doggone it. So here's the first card. It says, reach for your dreams. Yes, yes, yes. Reach for your dreams. That's one thing you can talk about this weekend as you are cleaning out old shit. What do you dream of? What do you want? I am the creator of my own dreams and achieve them with confidence. That's what this card is saying. We do create our own reality. We create it by our words. And our words are powerful. We create it by our emotions. We create it by our feelings. We create it by the actions that we take. So what actions are you going to take to shift and change and bring about the type of life you'd like to have? What are you going to do this weekend? Okay? Oh my goodness. Now we get Archangel Raphael. Whew, and the number 9 is on this card, which means the number 9 is a completed cycle. Archangel Raphael is known as the divine physician. And this message on this card is, I invite Archangel Raphael to bring healing and knowledge into my life. See that? Call on the angels to help you. Call on Archangel Raphael when you need healing of any kind, be it emotional, physical, mental, spiritual. Call on the archangels to help you. That's what the angels are there for. You must give them permission to come into your life. And then you need to stand out of the way and see how it unfolds. But you first need to give them permission, because otherwise they just stand there waiting for you to put them to work. They will not intercede. Your guardian angels may come to your rescue if they see you in a dangerous situation to protect you, because that's part of their oath to you. But at the same time, don't put yourself in front of a moving train. You know, we're going to be looking for peace now in our lives. We're going to be looking at how we can perform at a higher vibration than we've ever performed before. And we're going to, so here we have another card. The number 1 and 8 in numerology, when added together, is 9, another card of completion. And this is about the air element. We are also, when Jupiter went into and Saturn conjoined together on December the 21st, what did that start? That really was the kickoff of the age of Aquarius. I know you've been hearing about it for a while. When is it going to happen? Well, it's here. Aquarius is an air sign. This card says, I embrace the element of air and am open to all knowledge and wisdom, as we are in the age of Aquarius, an age of new ideas, new technology, new changes, new shifts, a new shift of consciousness, a new way of doing things, a new paradigm. A lot of what we've seen in 2020 was the old paradigms breaking down, the old foundations that no longer work really being highlighted around the world. You know, we've seen governments that have collapsed. We've seen the whole world come to a standstill during lockdown. You know, when did we have global lockdown ever before? Never has. Is unprecedented. And we're living in some of the most magical times where we can make a difference. We can make a big difference. So, how do we work with the energies that are showing up on the planet right now? That's something you can sit down and talk about. How do you, with yourself, how do you wish to show up in the world? Do you wish to be a voice of peace? Remember, we talked about, there's really 2 driving forces on this planet, fear and love. Which side are you showing up on? Fear is all about what we saw at the Capitol yesterday. Fear is all about being angry and feeling weak and feeling disempowered and feeling very much like a victim. Love, that side is about acceptance. It's about working things out. It's about being the voice of reason. It's about empowering ourselves. It's about taking a stand in a peaceful way. That's what we're looking at. Now, on this channel, when we're not sure what angel to call on, we say, get the flock in here. So if that's what you need to do to find your way through this, talk to the angels. Talk to them just like, and people will say, well, what do I say? Speak from your heart. There's no one script fits all. Speak from your heart. Angels, come into my life. You know, I need guidance. I am asking for guidance in this situation. I am asking for your support. I'm asking you to make a way where I don't see a way. Angels, show me. Talk to the angels just like you talk to your best friends, because that's who they are. They've heard your pouty mouth. They've heard everything you've ever said. But we need to now start using all of the forces that we can, the forces that are here for good, to make a difference on this planet. Did you notice when we were in lockdown and they were showing the pictures from space, and all of a sudden we could see lakes, and we could see through all the smog and fog that has been around this planet for such a long time? And we were starting to notice things growing. And you could see that from space. Imagine what it could be like if we could get in alignment and start moving toward a place of peace. And we can have that if we all chip in. And that's what it's going to require, every single one of us. Working in alignment, working in harmony, and really looking to see how we can shift the energy on this planet to a place of peace. Now, that doesn't mean you won't have bad days. That doesn't mean that things are going to go well all the time. But it's being able to be calm and peaceful even when there is chaos swirling around you. It is possible. It is possible. And I'm not coming from a, loopy, the hippie talk. No, it is possible. Because here's the thing. When you're not at peace, what are you? You're stressed out. You're angry. You're ready to take anybody out and aside and beat the hell out of them. You're frustrated. You're disappointment. You're taking everything out on other people. You're taking it out on your pets. You're taking it out on your family. You're taking it out on your community. You're taking it out on your country. Who has the power? You do. You have the power to make a difference in a peaceful way. You do have that power. And there's nothing wrong with doing it from a place of peace. Now, maybe I'm coming from a place of having grown up with Gandhi, having grown up with Martin Luther King. I believe that we will overcome all of this nonsense and what I find is nonsense and chaos that is on the planet right now. We're starting to see things shift. Let's be the powerful voice here in the midst of this storm. Okay, let's get on with the rest of the cards that did come out. So, interesting card. The card that comes out is, I take responsibility for building loving bonds with people I care about. Start with your family. First start with yourself. You could easily say, I take responsibility for building loving bonds with myself. Yeah. So this weekend, here's another message. Today, I create harmony in my life. So I'm going to ask you, what does harmony look like? How can you create more of it in your life? Define harmony for yourself. What does it look like? If you're not sure, call on the angels. Ask them to give you the support and surround you and bring guidance and wisdom to your world so that you can begin to really understand how things could change. The next card that is out is, help me know that if something does not happen right away, something better is in store for me at the right and perfect time. Patience is important because things happen in divine timing. And divine timing isn't always our timing. And, the universe is a really powerful place. When you put your trust in the universe that all will work out, start to notice how things do start to work out. Now, they may not work out the way you'd like them to work out, but they do work out. And it is for your highest and best good. And when it doesn't work out the way you want it to work out, that means that the universe sees there are areas where you need to grow. And trust that the place that you're being led is a place of good. It is a place where growth will happen. Yes, there may be challenges. You may lose important relationships. People may disappear out of your life. Things that you loved may disappear. What is important is that you start to recognize your responsibility in that. When there's a disagreement, it's easy to point the fingers and project, oh, they did this, it's their fault. Had they done X, Y, and Z, had they. But you're part of that equation. What role did you play? What responsibility did you have? What actions did you take that might have set some things in motion? Start to look at it from that perspective. Also start to look at how you might have been able to respond differently had you been able to tap into peace. Had you been able to tap into your authentic, loving, unconditional loving self. How might you have responded differently? How might you have seen the weakness of your fellow man and been able to say, I still embrace that person because I have unconditional love in my heart. Remember, the Ascended Masters were here on this earth. Mother Teresa, Isis, Jesus, Mother Mary. The list goes on of who they were, and they learned unconditional love. And that is where we need to start coming from, a place of peace, unconditional love, and working in harmony with our fellow man. First, starting to work in harmony with ourselves. Okay? Next card. Help me not react out of habit, but instead pause, take a deep breath, and watch my life unfold. Remember, we talked about, are we reacting or are we responding? If we're reacting, we're coming from a place of fear. If we're responding to something, we're coming from a place of love, kindness, empowerment, alignment, harmony, generosity. How are you responding to life, or are you reacting? Important distinctions. And it's time for us to get clear on it. The next card that came out is help me not be impatient with my growth process and embrace the journey. The message is today I enjoy the now. Acceptance. We are here having a human experience as we go through this spiritual adventure. Because our spirits are on an adventure, and our spirits are really the driving force in our lives. And it becomes important for us to really start to look at, how can I get in alignment with my spirit? How can I get in alignment with my soul? How can I be the being that I was brought here to be? Your first breath on this planet, you were not full of anger. You were probably crying, but you were full of love. Babies are full of love. There has been no baby born that did not feel love for the first seconds of their life. Now, yes, they used to pop them on the butt to make sure they were alive, because they didn't know better at that time. But we know better now, and things are done differently. But here's the deal. How are you showing up on a day-to-day basis? You're no longer a baby, and that is no longer where you can hide. Okay, the next messages that are coming out is, don't stop what you're doing. Don't stop. Start to see how you can show up in the world in an empowered way. And do not take no for an answer, unless it is for you to do something differently. No is a complete sentence. And if there's something that isn't working in your life and you've said enough is enough, start now to see how you're going to respond to life instead of reacting. And one of the first things you can practice is forgiveness. This is the card that came out. I promise you it did. And the reason I'm saying that is there is a class that I'm going to be offering, a workshop called Healing with Ho'oponopono, the other F word. And the other F word is forgiveness. Forgiveness of ourselves, forgiveness of others. It's really hard for us to forgive ourselves because oftentimes, and we've been taught, it's always the other guy's fault. But go within, how were you reacting? What within you created or helped to create this situation? I promise you, when you start to look at the world from a place of forgiveness and look at it as taking 100% responsibility for how you're showing up in the world, your life will start to change. It will start to turn around. I'm going to do a video on Ho'oponopono because I know it works, and I've seen how it works with my clients. And when I get a text from a client and they said, you know, I've been doing Ho'oponopono, Carolyn, and I finally know what peace is. I finally know what calm is. And the relationships in my life are really shifting. I had an issue with my sister, and I did Ho'oponopono, and wow, how different it was when we got back together. We appreciated each other instead of the usual digs that we take. We loved each other. We hugged each other. You know, we can clean up a lot of this energy around discord in this country and get to a place of love, caring, harmony, peace. We're going to find out as days go by. We're more alike than we are different. And oftentimes people don't always know why they're angry. Start with yourself. How can you show up in a more empowering, responsible way? How can you show up in the world and be yourself? That is what is called for now. We are no longer in the past. We are never going back to the way things used to be. That's not going to happen. It cannot happen. And it took a pandemic to come along and get our attention. So there's some things we need to change. We need to shift. There's a lot of work to be done. Be a voice of how it turns out. Be at peace. All right? Okay. So have an amazing weekend. Get ready for this new moon energy. If you're not sleeping, if you're having cravings, if you find yourself more emotional than usual, if you find yourself even down in the dumps more than usual, it can be attributed to the new moon energy. All right? Okay. So it will pass, and allow it to pass. Feel what you feel, allow it to pass. Write it out, scream it out, shout it out to no one in particular. When you're doing forgiveness, you don't have to talk to the other person. Forgiveness is for you. And yes, I know you're tired of hearing it, that forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. But imagine, take all those emotions that you have pent up inside and imagine them as a rock. And start putting all those little emotional rocks in a backpack. Now put that backpack on. So if you've got 40 different emotions about something, frustration, anger, and the list can go on and on and on, and I'm mad because they did this and they did that and they said this and they acted like that. Imagine if you took all those emotions and put it into one, each one had its own rock, and put that in a backpack and put that on your back. You probably couldn't handle all of that. So imagine you're carrying that around inside of you already. Let's unpack the backpack. Let's start putting some healthy stuff in there, okay? All right, stay hydrated, drink lots of water, add a lemon to your water. That'll always help. It helps clear out some of the toxins in your body. It's a natural way to do it. Real lemons, not the lemon concentrate. All right, I hope you come back next week for another reading from Wisdom from the Angels. Have an amazing weekend. Stay safe and really start to think about how you wish to turn this year around. How do you wish to make this your best year yet? And I know all of this may sound cliche, but there is truth there. And I want each and every one of you to have peace beyond all understanding. Namaste.